Oh, what's going on, YouTube? It's ChiHammer Fantasy Battle Reports. I got another battle report for you today. It is CornerHammer GT 2018, round number 5. Now, guys, for a quick recap on what happened from games, the pregame all the way up to round 4. Pregame, I ended up playing a guy who came up from Miami with the Vampire Army. I lost that game. Game 1, I played a grudge match against Mike Lies, who came out with the Vampire Army. I lost that game. Round 2, I ended up playing a Vermin Swarm Army. Thank the Lord I didn't play another Vampire player. And I actually won that game. Game 3, I ended up playing another fucking Vampire player. But that one I actually skimmed out by the... barely lucked out at the end there, and I got a win on that one. Then game 4, I ended up playing Infernal Dwarves. I won that game, but now game 5, I'm playing another fucking vampire player. Like, I am sick and tired of being sick and tired of vampires, but tired of killing skeletons and zombies that just keep coming back. It's just so anyways, not only that, but it's against Chris Mintz, captain of Team USA. The captain, he actually got tied for first place last year in ETC. So I'm playing a guy who is a top tier player. I have had numerous games against Chris, and I have a losing record against Chris. I don't have losing records on many people, but Chris is one of those people. Anyways, let's go over what he has. Let's go over the deployment. The deployment looks like this right here. It's marching columns. I've never done marching columns. I'm going to be honest with you. This is like my, 7th game ever, including the 5 at this tournament. So this is like my 7th game, 6th at this tournament, ever in this edition. So marching columns is something like, what the fuck am I doing? Moving left to right and right to left. I don't even know what's going on. I understand they're trying to, spice up the deployment, but this shit's just confusing, man. Anyways, I couldn't understand what the hell Chris is going on about, so we just went. I had him explain it to me numerous times, and he was a good sport about that. For magic, I ended up getting Fireball, Cascading Fire, Pyroclastic Flow, Scorching Salvo for his magic. I don't have a picture of it, but it's not going to matter too much. Let's go over here. On the left, he has a unit of Giant Bats. Then he has another unit of Giant Bats, and then he has his general on that giant ghost chariot thing. It's actually an orc too, but it's an orc vampire, and it's from the Titan Forge series. But it is such a cool model. I love the Titan Forge undead models. I was getting them for a while too, for when End of Times came out. Anyways, so that's his general. I have his list somewhere over here somewhere. Let's see, Alt Tab. There we go. He's a general, Dead Arise, Brotherhood, Crimson Rage, Court of the Damned, Wizard Adept, Occultism, Halberd, Shield, Legend of the Black King, Dragonfire Gem, Touch of Greatness, and yeah. Oh, there's not 390 there. Didn't even realize that. Alright, let's go back to this over here. So that's what he has. Over there on the right, he has a unit of Vampire Knights. I believe they have the Flaming Banner. Over there in the middle, you can see he has 2 Wizards, 2 Necromancers. One of them is Alchemy. The other one is Evocation. Alright. He has a unit of Skeletons on the left. He has a unit of Zombies in the back. He has a unit of Hex Wraiths, I want to say, right there. And then on the left he has more zombies. He has a giant block of vampire spawn, and then he has what are those called? The Spirit Hose. Alright. Now, as you can see, we're doing the whatchamacallit? What is that called? The deployment, excuse me. We're doing the deployment, and we're doing the marching columns, and I decided to just drop everything and say, fuck it, you could take first turn. But I just wanted to drop everything so that way I didn't have to deal with it. So you can see I kind of deployed like so. Now, he's going ahead. He has to go from my left to right. I went from my right to left. And what ends up happening here, this is the deployment. I try to keep my general bubble close to my savages and my chariots, of course. We're playing these 3 points, and basically when you grab the point, you have to grab it with a scoring unit. That scoring unit basically takes a hold of it. Alright, which I find that's a great scenario. The only problem I'm having here is I don't have the most mobile scoring units. I actually think I have the slowest fucking army, period, with scoring units. That simple. I think I really do. Because Everybody else's cavalry is like 8 or 9, but my cavalry is 7. And my infantry is 4, but like even though dwarves have movement 3, they march 9. So I kind of think I'm in a loss here on this one specifically. So but at the same time, so does he. He has skeletons and zombies. So it's going to come down to it regardless. We're going to have to grab those points. Over on the right, I vanguard up, and I vanguard this way. What I'm trying to do is I'm actually trying to entice his vampire spawn to fail a frenzy check because his general's nowhere near them, and hoping that it could waste their turn coming up to me. And even if he does catch me, it's going to run him into the wall behind me, and my A-Rock might be able to come in and charge into a flank and kill him. Either way, I mean, he doesn't even have to overrun, actually. He'll probably wipe me out, but regardless, my spider would be really close to mop him up. Anyway, so it's going to go to turn 1, Vampire Counts. Vampire Counts turn 1. As you can see, he moves up. There's not much to this. He goes ahead and he leaves the zombies on the right side, protecting the flank, basically. He walks up all his units, including his Necromancer bunker and his Spirit Hose are right up in front. Now, magic, he ends up going ahead and getting the biggest magic phase first, and he throws up Touch of the Reaper onto my Iron Orcs, which Touch of the Reaper, I believe this is the one that gives me minus leadership. Doesn't matter too much. It's a remain in play, I believe, and I'll be able to just dispel it. Or is it the one where he just... No, I take it back. It's the one where he does 1 wound. He does 1 wound onto my general, and that's all that really happened. And it's going to go into turn 1, Orcs and Goblins. Turn 1, Orcs and Goblins. I'm going to go back to this picture over here. You really can't see it, but on the bottom left corner, that is my K-Pack. So I'm just like, man, he kind of walked up. This is game 5. He kind of walked up really close to my side. Let's see how far the K-Pack is. And the K-Pack is exactly, I want to say it was 19 inches away. And I was like, fuck it. Let's call it the Wog! I'm going to Wog. I'm going to charge into him. So it gives me movement 10. I need a 9 on the dice. Alright? And I fucking roll it. Boom! Oh my god. Sorry, I just had to do that. Anyways, I didn't think I was gonna get it. I was just like, fuck it, let's try it. I came with a fluffy list, man. I ain't come to play Chris Mintz. I came to play like guys in the bottom tables. What the fuck am I doing in this room with all the top tier guys? I wasn't ready for this. But anyways, doing so, I'm gonna ram the shit out of Chris Mintz's Necromancer bunker. Both his Necromancers are in that unit, the one with Evocation and Alchemy, and all I'm thinking about is I gotta get Cascading Fire up. Now, like a dumbass, I didn't take Enveloping Embers because every time I bring Enveloping Embers on undead armies, it either really doesn't matter because he just restores them all in like a turn or two, and it really never kills the characters or anything like that. So I'm just like, fuck it, I didn't bring Enveloping Embers. But this time it might be really worth it if his Necromancer dies, because that's his Evocation Necromancer. Anyways, as you can see, I just kind of like angle this way. Now, over on the right side, I want you to look at this. The A-Rock, I turned the A-Rock sideways like a dumbass. This is my own fault, alright? But I was under the impression that that building was a building, but before we started the match, Chris Mintz mentioned this is ruins. It was on the map. There's an actual guide. It's right on his side of the table. There's an actual guide showing what the table is, and that's supposed to be ruins. But there's a building there. So I moved the A-Rock sideways. I'm enticing him to a flank charge with his vampire spawn. I want him to charge into me, because if he charges into me and it's a building, only one guy's gonna touch my spider, and that one guy's gonna, I mean, if he gets a wound, good, but I'll probably fuck him up with my spider, and then I'll fix it and just kick his ass, right? Forgot it was ruins. Totally forgot. Oh well, I wouldn't have given a flank. I would just straight at him straight up. But anyways, I still enticed the charge. Over on the left side, I'm having issues with the Vampire Knights. I have nothing in my army. The only thing I have in my army that could kill Vampire Knights are my Black Orcs. And Chris is a smart enough player where he's not going to just charge his guys right into my Black Orcs. And my Black Orcs are way too slow to get into the Vampire Knights. This exact moment specifically is the reason why I want Koopa back in the list. Is because Koopa would be able to handle the Black Knights, or the Vampire Knights. Koopa could actually walk up and be like, go ahead and charge me. you know. But I can't do that with my spider or definitely not the savages. Either the savages or savage boar boys. They're both kind of in a shit situation. And then in the meantime, I'm just gonna go ahead and keep my skirmishing goblins in the back, just kind of like picking wounds around here and there. So this right here, this though made my day. All right. So magic, I end up getting a fireball off. I end up killing off doing a couple wounds into spirit hose. Go ahead and I do a pyroclastic flow. He lets it go through because he knows I'm going for that cascading fire, and I end up killing off a couple more spirit hose. Then over here, I go ahead and I do the cascading fire, and he stops it no matter what. All right, over here. Shooting, I'm going to shoot Bazooka and the boys into his spirit hose. I end up killing off one more spirit hose. God damn. Over here, I'm going to shoot frickin' the space rock into the spirit hose. Do another wound. I'm just picking fucking wounds at these guys. I don't want them in there. I don't want any ethereal running around into my monsters. Over here, close combat. Boom! Holy shit. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 13 impact hit wounds. Holy shit. Now this is before I actually get to swing. Go ahead and I swing away with the wolves and the goblins, and I just freaking rip. I mean, I take DTs in the forest and everything, but it didn't fucking matter. I nailed the shit out of them. And they're just gonna pop, and they're just no longer there. I'm gonna overrun. I don't even care. Like, he has nothing protecting the overrun, so I'm gonna overrun right into those great bats, and I get right in. I'm just gonna right in there, and this is even more glorious. At this point, they did their job. At this point, I don't care about if they die or anything like that. They already did their job, and it's gonna start off turn 2 vampire counts. Turn 2 vampire counts. He's gonna take the charge, and I'm like, haha, he's only gonna get one guy in, and he's like, oh, these are ruins, and he fucking charges in. And I was like, god damn, well, take your DTs, and he takes 1 DT. All right. Over here, he starts hiding his hex rates because he realizes I have a lot of magic with the fireballs, and then he kind of backs up a little bit. He's like that. He didn't expect that immediate, that immediate rush with the freaking chariots. Even though I just did that to Jeremy Gottschalk on Game 5 at Buckeyes, I did it to him on Game 5 at CornerHammer. But it doesn't matter. And then basically he ends up moving his general out of the unit. He wants his general to kill he's really, I'm going to be honest, he's hyper focused on killing these chariots. He doesn't want them doing any more damage. He's hyper focused on killing them. So he backs up. He's going to freaking quarantine them in the back there and just deal with them. Over here, this is how this side looks. Let's go over to, there is no magic because magic is pretty much dead. I killed his magic. So close combat, we're going to start off with the spider versus the vampire spawn, and he ends up doing, oh, he does have 1 magic spell. I'm sorry. Let's go into magic. I was just showing you a picture here. Magic, he ends up putting up like a 5-up board onto his general, or a 4-up board. I don't even know what it is. It's that one. He only has occultism on this guy, and he puts up the ward safe. And then he goes ahead and he does raise a unit of zombies. And this right here, Chris, I know you're watching our video, but you took like 30 minutes. I'm exaggerating, but you took a long ass time trying to figure out how to box me in with my damn chariots. And the whole time he's trying to box me in, I'm just thinking I'm gonna keep running forward and hit his general. But he's worried that I'm gonna try to escape out the back. I'm gonna flee. I'm gonna do all these other crazy shenanigans. And I'm not. I'm just thinking I'm going to ram the shit out of his general. He has nothing to heal. So any wound I do to his general will stick. Any wound I'll do to his general will start to pick wounds at him. So I'm just like, yeah, I got this. Anyways, so he spent a very long time. I mean, a very, 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 very long time making this line of zombies, which he changed about 3 or 4 times. Now, that's how this looks over here. He's making sure he's out of line of sight of my dogs, because my dogs could just charge into the zombies and kill the zombies and put me in a better position, I think. I forgot why. And then over here, close combat. I freaking ram the shit out of his bats. I overrun. I take DTs. I took in DTs every single time, but this is the first time I actually got wounded. And I overrun. Boom! Right into his general. Right where I want, right where he wants. We'll see who wanted it more. Alright, over here. close combat. He puts on 2 fucking wounds onto my A-Rock. But my A-Rock, holy shit. Do you see that? 6, 6, 4, 4. He does 5 wounds. 5. And the Venomous Jaw. And the Venomous Jaw ends up killing one more. Holy shit. I did like 7 or 8 wounds just with the freaking A-Rock, not including the Goblins. And I win combat. Freaking, he crumbles a bit, and I'm just like, well, fuck it. I might as well just face him off and deal with him. Deal with it. And start off Orcs and Goblins turn 2, or Vampires turn 2. Vampires turn 2. This is how the table looks, or is it my turn 2? I think this is my turn 2. My turn 2. This is how the table looks. I end up moving the dogs way up over there. And what I want the dogs to do is get in the way of his zombie unit or skeleton unit later on. That way they have good board control on the right side. The zombies aren't really in my way, and I'm going to just start advancing very little. I'm kind of just thinking like, I got this. All I have to do is grab that objective and hold on to it. Nobody's grabbing the objective on the right side. The A-Rock will finish those guys off. Those 2 guys remaining. I mean, I got 6 wounds up. I'm healthy on that side. I'm not worried about it. The left side is giving me freaking heartache and headaches and migraines. The left side is just driving me nuts because that fucking Vampire Night Cav unit, I can't do anything about it. I just can't. So I'm making sure I'm staying far enough away. I started moving my savages up a bit because my savages should be able to decimate his skeleton units no problem. But if I move up too far, he's going to flank me with his vampires. So I can't move up too far. I can't really be aggressive. The right side could go a little bit more aggressive, but I wasn't too worried about it at the moment. Magic, I end up getting a fireball. And, oh, I lost the next picture. I end up killing off more of his freaking spirit hose here. Go ahead and I do a scorching salvo, and I think he stops this one. Yeah, I think he stopped this one. Anyways, let's go into shooting. End up shooting a little bit more into the spirit hose, do a couple more wounds, and then over here, close combat, impact hits. Boom! I get like fucking 11 impact hits. Go ahead and I wound. I end up doing like 6 wounds, and he armored and ward saved every single wound. Every single wound. I didn't do a 1. Not 1. This is just like a repeat of, what was that? Not Hogfest. Michigan GT, where I ran into his general and I just couldn't kill his general. Same exact thing. Same exact fucking thing. I ran into his general, didn't do a goddamn wound. He goes ahead and he does, I don't even know how many wounds. I'm just gone. I'm gone. I don't even know if I ran away and he chased me or if he just destroyed me. Something happened. Maybe I ran into him. I mean, as you can see, the ghost is gone. The ghost that was carrying his chair. So maybe I ran into his ghost and they all just disappeared. The chariots, the ghost, everything just disappeared. Or maybe I ran into the ghost dropped the tombstone, the throne, and the throne smashed the chariot. That's what I'm going with. But holy shit, the K-Pac's dead. Over here, A-Rock, he ended up wounding the A-Rock 3 more times, but the A-Rock ended up finishing off the job. Good job, girl. And, yeah, I'm going to just face like this, and that's going to start off his turn. Vampire's turn 3. Vampire Coven turn 3. So his general ends up rejoining the unit of skeletons. His hex rates are just kind of chilling off to the side there, and then his skeletons are sitting back. Actually, he joined the zombies. I have a question about that. I'm not entirely too sure, and if any of the vampire players on here know this answer, but are the zombies considered insignificant where he could join them, or are they just anybody could join the zombies? I don't know. Maybe anybody could join, because necromancers normally join zombies. Never mind. I'm just used to being an orc and goblin player where like characters can't join the goblins, so for them to join the zombies is a little different to me. Alright, Magic, he ends up getting 5 dice, 7 tokens, goes ahead and he throws a Breath of Corruption, which I don't think really mattered, but at the same time, I didn't think this one through entirely. I let him have it, or I tried to stop it, maybe I did try to stop it, I don't even remember. But he goes ahead and does the Breath of Corruption, kills off a couple dogs, and ends up causing me to panic. As you can see, the the original chicken head is running away. Over there on the left, it looks like his vampire spawns are back from the dead, but those are just a unit of zombies he put up there just to chaff me. And it's going to go start off my turn. Orcs and Goblins turn 3. Orcs and Goblins turn 3. My savages decide to take the bait. I figure if I charge into the zombies, it'll put me on the token, and I'll be able to hold the token with my savages. So my savages charge into the flank there. They get in, of course. Or maybe not. I think they failed to charge. No, they got in. They got in. Magic end up getting, what is that? A fireball. Go ahead, kill off a couple of these guys. I don't even know what's going on. Yeah, and that's how it looks. Alright, so my savages destroy the zombies. I turn them around. They have a front charge, a front on both his skeletons and his vampire knights. I started moving my black orcs towards the other objective, and this honestly was a mistake. I should have just kept the one objective and then threaten just chaffing them with my spider or something like that. I don't even know. I should have done this so many different ways. As you can see at the bottom, my space rock and my boar boys are just still chilling back. He ends up taking that objective. I got my objective. Right now it's tied. It's going to start off his turn, vampire turn 4. Vampire's turn 4, he ends up trying to chaff my savages, which is smart. He moves his vampire coven closer. He moves his general out of the unit and back into the skeletons. And I don't think there's much I could do about it at this moment. It was really poor positioning by me. Looking at re-watching this, like I always look at my own battle reports and see what the hell I did wrong. That is a big mistake. I just had the black orcs going the wrong way. But Magic, he ends up rolling 6 dice at 5 tokens. Doesn't even matter. My turn, Orcs and Goblins turn 4. I have so many pictures of the damn tile. I end up just moving my savages back. My Space Rock goes around to the flank of the Vampire Knights. I just need to threaten his flank, and then if he does charge in, I'll be able to counter charge with the flank charge. And then my Black Orcs go ahead and grab the objective on the right side. My A-Rocks going ahead and start chasing off the zombies. And Magic, I end up throwing up a fireball, killing off a couple wraiths. Go ahead and I do a Pyroclastic Flow, kill off a couple wraiths. Go ahead and I do a Scorching Salvo, and I end up killing off a couple wraiths and a bat. Now, to get into this position, to get into this exact position, I had my Pyromaniac, Baxter the Pyromaniac, exactly 24 inches away from the wraiths, from the tip of one wraith. Alright? So at this point, I'm like, alright, good, I have him in the exact position I needed him. This was a major mistake. You'll see it as of right now. Turn 5, Vampire Counts. Vampire Counts turn 5. He charges everything, and I mean everything. He charges his Vampire Knights on the left side. He charges his Skeleton Block, his General into the Savages. Now the Savages at this point, I'm just assuming, are dead. If he connects with all 3 of these charges, which he does, and even though you're like, wow, those bats are in the way, the bats really aren't in the way. This is how he does it. Look at this shit. He charges around the fucking bats. Are you fucking kidding me? Everything gets in. Everything gets in into this chaos of a mess. Now, here's where I say this is a fucking bad mistake. Where I had the 24-inch tip to touch that Hex Wraith, I am exactly 12 inches behind the Savage's front line, and you'll see what happens. Magic Phase got he got a 3 on the Flux, goes ahead, throws up a unit of zombies here to start threatening these guys. Now at this point, I'm thinking like, all right, cool, he's threatening me with zombies, but you know what? Even if he hits me, overruns all that shit. Hold on 1 second. What is this? Okay. I'm not gonna be able to hold steadfast. The skeletons outnumber me, right? But I'm gonna walk out of this unit with both my Baxter and Bazooka and just walk away from the unit and let the unit chaff for a turn, right? That's what I'm thinking. Close combat over here, he starts ripping apart my Savages die in droves. My Savages die so fucking easy, it's just ridiculous. I think I only did like a wound or 2 onto the Vampire Knights. I didn't do any wounds to his general, and I end up killing off like maybe 8 skeletons. And he ends up just fucking tearing me up, and I just fucking break, I crumble, I run away. I don't even crumble, I just run away. And so I'm like, alright, well, I'm 12 inches away from my Savages. If he hits with 12 of any of these 3 charges, he's gonna get into my Wizard Bunker. What does he fucking do? His General fucking hits that 12. His General rolled a fucking 12, and he stole the objective from me. God damn it! God damn it. Magic phase I roll 7, doesn't even fucking matter because the guy has a flaming helmet or a flaming fire gem, and I'm stuck in combat, and this is horrible. I think I just challenge out. I really do. I bought full command on these Forest Goblins. For what reason? I don't fucking know. Why would I buy full command on Skirmishing Goblins? At this moment, I told you, I brought a fluffy list. But I was like, fuck it, I got a champ. Here, have the champ. So I challenge out with the champ. He ends up killing my champ. I end up sticking because I have a banner. He has a charge and like X amount of wounds. I stick. He charges me on his turn. Vampire's turn 5. Goes ahead and gets in. He's going to wipe out my Forest Goblins, which sucks. And not only that, but by the time I turn my Orcs around, he puts zombies in the way. He puts wraiths on the left side, skeletons on the right side to block my spiders, so my spiders can't do anything. Magic, he ends up rolling a 1. Nothing really happens. Close combat, he's going to destroy my Forest Goblins and wipe them off the table. My turn, I end up charging into his wraiths and his skeletons, turn 6. And basically what ends up happening, this is just shortened up here, I end up killing the wraiths off on the left side, which he was kind of mad at about himself. He was like, why did I do that? He was like, I just gave you like a 300 point unit. Was it 300 points? They are, yeah, 345 points. He didn't have to do that. He really didn't. He could have just let me, I don't think I was going to get a legal charge in. I don't even remember. But on the right side, the A-Rock ended up wiping out a shit ton, and I mean a metric shit ton of his skeletons, and I end up getting half points on those skeletons as well. But it doesn't really matter. At this point, it is a Orc and Goblin loss. Even though I had a great fucking start, there's just nothing I could do. I had deploying everything first kind of fucked me because he was able to put his vampire knights all the way on the other side, and that kind of screwed me. But in the vampire knights were his MVP, I believe. His general really was his MVP. His general is really hard to kill. I didn't even scratch him. Didn't even scratch him. But at the same time, my whole army has only strength 5. I really do miss that +1 to wound that we had from the idol. I miss the idol itself because that thing was strength 10 on a crush attack, but I'm not pulling it out for fucking +1 weapon skill. That's retarded. Anyways, guys, that was CornerHammer GT. As you can see, this is Len and Jeremy Gottschalk there. That is all the awards. Those are all those mugs. And I'm going to be 100% honest. I drink out of my mug every day. I really do. I use that for breakfast. Just if Jeremy or Len are watching this. Here's a picture of all these great gamers in the U.S. and this is, I mean, there's everybody's in the back there. Everybody. You got Jeff Durham, Rob Navarez, Pete Reese. You got what's his name, Justin Berge. You got Joseph Abel right behind me. Alex Meyer. You got all these great players right behind me. You can see Max Lapora. Stop texting me, whoever the fuck's texting me. Anyways, let's go over the awards. So we're gonna go over the awards. We're gonna go over my how my characters did in this tournament overall. I wasn't too excited with the characters because I didn't have characters. I'm missing Koopa, I'm missing Zod, I'm missing Crom. You know, I don't feel like that. But at the same time, my current list that I'm working on right now is character full, character heavy. The way I like to make my army, my list. I needed, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, I needed CornerHammer to reinvigorate me, and that's what it did. It did reinvigorate me, and I ended up oh, this one right here, I think I got like a 15-5 or something like that. I want to say it was like a 15-5. I lost, but it's okay. Like I said, I came for fun. I really didn't come to take big numbers, and I don't even think it was a 15-5. I might have got 3 points. I don't remember, but overall I ended up taking 9th place, and I got a bunch of people sending me messages like, wow, you took 9th place, what list did you bring? And I'm like, I probably would have got a lot higher if I didn't play fucking vampires every fucking game. But that's kind of sad because I ended up losing 3 games and got 9th place. Guys, tisk on all you guys. Anyways, no, I ended up losing 2 in the tournament, sorry. I ended up winning default. Anyways, so over here, this is the award for the least painted models. again, this is the award for the least painted models, and they gave him a paintbrush and a painting kit. And this goes to Squirreloid. If you guys know who Squirreloid is, he's always on the Universal Battles. He's usually the Dark Elf Chariot Army. So Squirreloid made it out to first event I've ever seen him at, and then I found out he actually lives in my state. Oh man! So the next award was supposed to be the best spiciest list, like the most spiciest list, and they ended up spelling it the best spickest list, and that ended up going to this guy right here, and I don't know who this guy is, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna even look it up, but that's the guy who got it. He had I want to say he had a Chaos army. It was a army that had a dragon in it, so it could have been Chaos, it could have been Empire. It wasn't High Elves because there was only like one High Elf player, and that was Justin Berge. Over here, this is Brandon. I want to say this was like Best Sports, Best Beast. Oh, this is Best Demons. Yeah, they're going over the races. Okay, sorry about that. I'm just kind of like thrown off. Is it races? I want to say it's races. All right. So yeah, this is Brandon. I can't pronounce your last name, but Brandon ended up winning the best demon player. Over here, this is Pablo. What did Pablo win? I'm so bad at this. I can't believe I didn't come doing my homework, guys. Again, this is like almost a month later now. Pablo won something, though, guys. Anyways, we're going to go over to Alex Meyer. Alex Meyer won Best Beast Herds. Over here, Tim Adair. Tim Adair won Best Dwarven Holds. Chuck. Charles Sadler ended up winning Best Empire of the Sonstal. Over here, Justin Berge, the one and only Highborn player, ended up winning the Best Highborn Elves. Joseph Abel, I am so proud of this guy because he's on my Team Mexico team. Quick story, we originally had Max Lapora in our team for Team Mexico for Infernal Dwarves, but at last moment last year, Max had to step out. Okay, understandably so. It's expensive to go to. It's really fucking expensive to travel from the United States to the overseas games. Like, it's really fucking expensive, and people, I hope you understand that. So we were dead set on taking an Infernal Dwarf player. So we found Joseph Abel, who's in Miami, and Joseph Abel, like, he's like, there's no gaming circuit out in Miami. There's nobody playing Warhammer or T9A or anything of the sort in Miami. So we ended up picking him up. I think we were talking to him on Universal Battle. He ended up joining us. He went with us last year. So this year, we actually got him to go to an event, all right? And he actually showed up, right? He stayed at my house to save on cost. And you know, so I fought Max Lapora, and I knocked Max Lapora down a couple tables on Game 4. So Game 5 is Max Lapora, Infernal Dwarves, versus Joseph Abel, Infernal Dwarves. I wanted to see that match. I wanted to see that. But Joseph Abel won, and he won himself the best Infernal Dwarves. I had to tell that story because that is so impressive that you had to fight your enemy to get the best race award. Whoever was going to win that match was going to win best dwarves, Infernal Dwarves. All right. Holy shit, it's Joel. Joel ended up winning Best Kingdom of Equitaine, I want to say. I don't even know what army Joel brought. What did Joel bring? Don't even know. Alright, Ryan Capps ended up winning Best Ogre Con, and Ryan Capps and Joel Flint are both on Team USA this next year, and so is Justin Berge. Over here, who's this handsome devil? This handsome devil ended up winning Best Orc and Goblin General, and like I said, I drink out of that mug every day. Kenyon Duncan took the Best Saurian Ancients. Alright, and then let's go over who won the Best Sylvan Elves, and that goes to my boy, rocking his Juice Crew shirt, Mr. Tree fucking Master Phil Carl. Tree Master Phil Carl took Best Sylvan Elves with his Tree Army that had one elf in it. Now, Best Vermin Swarm ended up going to the one and only CR and Dunn, who ended up coming from Ireland, or England, Ireland. To CornerHammer. That is fucking awesome that he ended up winning it. Best Undying Dynasty ended up going to my other Juice Crew boy here, Nicholas Hugel, other known as Nick Creep, took the best Undying Dynasty. So just to add that up, that is myself, Nick Hugel, Phil Carl, and Joseph Abel, who are all part of the Juice Crew, taking 4 of the best races, and 2 of them are Team Mexico. Best VC, I gave it to him. I gave it to him again. But best VC went to Mr. Chris Mintz, and if this is a number I'm going to ignore. And then this guy again, I totally am sorry. I'm just going to skip this. I'm just going to delete this picture so you guys don't know what the hell I'm talking about. The most, what is this? The Player's Choice Award. The Player's Choice Award is the person who had the best painted army that by players, and that ended up going to voted by players. Excuse me, went to Ryan Caps. Over here, I can't even see what the hell. Oh, it's Best Sportsman. Best Sportsman went to Pretty Boy. For those of you who watch Green Dragon Gaming, this is Pretty Boy. Tim Adair ended up taking the Best General, which he ended up beating our other Juice Crew, our ace in the hole, Mr. John 653. He ended up taking him out and winning the Best General award. And then the Best Painted went to me. God. And Best Overall, that's including paint, general points, sportsmanship points, and that went to Mr. C.R. Dunn again. So congrats, Mr. C.R. Dunn. Congrats to all the winners. And yeah, so that's what we have going on here. Now for my army, I'm going to run by this really quick because I am done making this battle report, and you guys should get on with your day. My battle reports, let's see, where is it? Here it is. Overall, let's start off with the weakest link. The weakest link were the Poodle Chasers. The Poodle Chasers only got 410 points, and that's from killing 1 unit of vampire or of zombies. And that is my 5 Boar Boys. The 5 Boar Boys really don't do goddamn thing. They barely took any objectives. They are off my list. I'm gonna find something better to put in there. Next up is the Bushwhackers. Bushwhackers took 819 points, but guess what? They're a mobile bunker. I like the Bushwhackers, but they too are getting cut out of my list. Going into 6th place, I guess, is the K-Pack. K-Pack took 1,400. Oh no! They took more. They took another 300 points. So like, let's see. I have the thing right here. They ended up taking an additional 390 points. So let's add that somewhere. 390. That's 400. 5. All right. It's 1855. So they took 1,855 points. Still puts them in the same spot, though. They ended up doing okay, but I do kind of feel like they're missing the punch without the +1 wounds. I'm going to have to use Flaming Swords more often with them now because of the lack of the idol. The Foot Clan ended up taking 5th place, which is it's kind of pathetic for a Savage Orc unit, but only took 2,036 points. Baxter the Pyromaniac ended up taking the 4th place spot with 2,234 points, which I'm really proud with Baxter's potential still, even though he doesn't have that extra armor, -1 armor. The A-Rock is still living up to her name, taking 2,609 points, and then the Space Rock outshined the A-Rock, took 2,828 points, going into 1st place by a huge margin, and I didn't even take anything at the end of the last game, but that the Iron Boys with my general inside took 5,765 points. Granted, majority of that, 3,000 of those points, is just taking Max's army from the Iron Orcs. So that is where it went. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoy making it. And guys, I will be giving you guys more videos coming up very soon. I have a couple games that I played since CornerHammer, and I also have a couple games that I'm about to play this weekend. And that's actually what the text messages are about. The text messages are about people going to play games. Anyways, yeah, that's about it. Guys, if you can help out, I am trying to get to Croatia, but Croatia is extremely expensive. Croatia for ETC, not just for fun and trips and stuff, but for ETC 2018. And guys, anything you could show support with would be much appreciated. $1, $2, $5, $10, whatever you guys could afford. You can go to my Patreon. I will leave my Patreon link down below. Anything really does help. It helps me put up these videos as well, and it helps motivate me to keep playing this damn game. Besides that, I hope you guys hit like, share, subscribe, and I think that's about it. I want to say that's about it. Yeah. Alright guys, my MVP of this game was actually the K-Pack. K-Pack put sweat on Chris Mintz's head, and also they ended up racking me up some points in this game. Besides that, nobody else really did shit. So, yeah, until next time, take care. Peace.